Hi everybody, it's Lene. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. We have two great options today for 6x6 mini albums that make the perfect gift any time of year. They're great for gift giving, you guys. So we've got a holiday Christmas album that could be great for Christmases past or present or future if you leave it blank and give it to a friend. And we've also got a beautiful beach album that's great for the seashore or for traveling. And I can't wait to show you how to put these together. They're fast, they're easy to do, and it's a great way to use up your paper scraps. We all love hearing that. So if you want a chance to win one of these, stick around and watch to the very end of the video, and I'm going to tell you how you can win one of these for your very own to keep or to give away. So let's make a mini album together. All right, before we take a little flip through this little Christmas album, let's take a look at what I used to make it. So this is Christmas Aglow 12 by 12 patterned cardstock from Hot Off the Press, and I'll link that below the video in the description box. And it's got all of these beautiful papers. Now I did use the sort of scraps from this. I'd use these to make cards, and I had little pieces here and there. So I paired these scraps with solid cardstock to make my little mini album. And I loved that it had all these great cutouts and the colors were just perfect. They were just what I was looking for. But you know, you could also take multiple scraps from different paper packs and put them in this album. So I mean, you could have facing pages that coordinate, and then you know, the different pages could have different themes, so that would work great too. So let's take a little flip through this. So on our front here, we have a beautiful cutout with the wreath. And my thought with this was you could just leave it blank like this so that the recipient could put their 6 by 4 by 6 photos in here, or cut them down so that they were a little smaller. You could mat your photos, but it's just the right size for those 4 by 6 photos. You can see here I've got my little scraps. And then put a little pocket in here. This is great for adding little places for journaling that they can add to their album. So yeah, once again, you could have your album complete with photos from Christmases past, or you could leave it blank and give it to someone like this, and they could put their own holiday photos in it. And in the back, there's another pocket as well. And then we've got our blank cover. All right, so let's get to work making another one. All right, so for this one, I'm going to use seascapes and sand. We're going to go for a completely different theme. We're going to go for a beach theme. So this would work great if you live near a shoreline, or if you have a tropical vacation, or just any time of the year. This is a really beautiful paper pack. I love the navies and the tans, just really beautiful with the whale. I'm from the Pacific Northwest, so this actually works great for any time of the year for me. And I love, look at the borders on this. This is beautiful. Look at the little bottle with the seahorses in it and the sea anemones and the beautiful shell borders. Just gorgeous. And it's got all these fantastic cutouts. So once again, you get 2 of everything in this paper pack, same with the Christmas one. So I had a complete set, but I had another set that I'd already used, and I had lots of scraps. So we're going to start off by making the cover. Covers, you need a front and a back. So to get the paper for my cover, the cardstock rather, this is just cardboard or poster board really, from a paper pad that I had. So you could use poster board with this. You could use like a lightweight cardboard that comes on the back of like a legal pad. You could, like I did, use the cover of like a paper pack, anything like that to give you that nice stiff paper that you need. And what you're going to do is cut 2 of those, and this is 6 by 6. So I've already made one of my covers, and that's just glue is drying, so we're going to go ahead and make another one. So we have our 6 by 6 square, and then we're going to cut some paper for the cover that is 7 by 7 inch square. Okay, and this is so pretty. I could use the front of this or I could use the back. And I thought about using this side and then centering this on here. I'll do it like that. Centering this on here, but then I think I would cut. There's the potential for folding this under and losing that little fish. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this side for the front cover. So what you're going to do is take your glue. Now you could use glue, you could use a tape runner, whatever you'd like. And I'm going to just put the pattern side down on this. We're going to center the 6x6 poster board, we'll call it poster board, on the 7x7 square of paper. All right, now we're going to take and we're going to cut away the corners to fold down around our cover, but I don't want to cut right up next to this corner. I want to leave a little bit of space. So you can see that? It's like maybe like a 1/16 of an inch there. And the reason for that is I found if I cut right up next to the point of that poster board, then sometimes I got a really, really pointy kind of almost that, it just didn't work out. Trust me, it didn't work out. I didn't like how it looked, and it was, sometimes the poster board would sort of peek out. So we're going to go ahead and fold this all the way around. And it's going to give us a little bit of a mitered corner. See when that's coming together? Okay. And now we're just going to put a line of glue right there. And I am using Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue. And as I said, you could use your favorite adhesive for this. I'll link these down below the video. Okay. And what I love about these albums is not only are they very, very quick to make, there's something you could mass produce for a lot of members of your family. You could do these for Christmas Bazaar. I love that you can leave them blank and that they're really easy for people to, you know, print out some photos and then just stick them in. They don't have to mat, and then they have access to their photos right away. See, doesn't that look cute? I love that. All right, so now to cover this white space here, we have, this is a 5x5 square. So it's just going to cover that up very nicely. Oh, I love this. I'm going to do that. I forgot that there are little sea turtles on that side. I love this sort of ocean waves look on this side. But as I said, sometimes we just find all these cute scraps and we got to make the most of them. All right. That's really cute. All right. So we have both of our covers. All right. So now we need to accommodate, we're going to put them like this. We need to accommodate the binding, which is going to go right here. All right, so for that, I'm going to take our scoreboard. Now, if you don't have a scoreboard, you could use a bone folder, a butter knife, a ruler, and then something that has a nice edge under it, like you could put a magazine under it because it has a little bit of a give, and that helps. It kind of takes the place of the grooves. So those are nice to use if you don't have one of these. And so what we're going to do here, it's a 6-inch wide, and we're going to score that 1/2 inch down the side. Now this is pretty thick, so we're going to have to be careful, and if we don't stay in that groove, we can kind of accidentally move over. So I'm going to grab a ruler, and that's just going to help me because this is so thick that sometimes it just kind of moves out of its lane even when you're using a scoreboard. All right, and we're just going to do that a bunch of times. And then I like to just go ahead. Now this hasn't been glued for very long, so it's best to let it set up for half an hour or so. And I just kind of like to move that binding back and forth so it has some give to that. All right, we're going to do the same thing to this side. Now remember, it's going to be facing like this. So we're going to do it, I'm just going to do that upside down along this edge. Okay, use this ruler if you need to so that you can get, whoops, get that 1/2 inch really well. And again, I'm using the ruler so that that doesn't want to skip out on me. The bone folder doesn't want to skip around because this is pretty thick and it's not feeling that groove like it normally does on the scoreboard. All right. Got that loosened up really nicely. And then those are going to go like that. All right, so we're almost done. That's really the most challenging part right there. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is get the pages ready. I like to just use solid cardstock. That way I can use up the scraps to decorate the inside. This is 6 inches wide by 12 inches long. And I'm going to score it at 5.5, 6, and 6.5. And because I have a mini scoreboard here, it's kind of running off the edge, but that's okay because we can do the 6, the 5.5, so it's a 1/2 inch on each side, and the 6.5. Right? And then we're going to do that a couple more times for a total of 4 pages. For a total of 4 pieces of 6 by 12 cardstock. Okay. And then when you're done, you're going to have an 8-page album. So what we're going to do is take that and fold that in half on the 6-inch score. And then you're just going to take that other score line and we're just going to fold it back and forth like that. And that's going to go part of our binding. All right, I've got some more here. There's a really pretty kind of peachy color and then 2 navy blues. And what I'm going to do is open up one of the navy blues and stick this one in there. Like that. And this brown one, we're going to stick the navy blue in there. And the reason I've made 2, what we call signatures, is because we're going to put it in the album and then we're going to hole punch that. And if you put all of these together, not only is it hard to hole punch, I'm going to be using my crocodile, but if you don't have that, you'll need to just use a regular hole punch and you just can't go through all of these layers at a time. So I like to divide it out into 2 little bundles. The other thing is if you put all 4 pieces together, look what happens on the edge. They kind of come sticking out on the right edge. But if you do that in 2 bundles, you're going to have a nice clean edge on the right hand side. Just like that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and they're all set here. Before we put them between our covers and punch this and bind it, we're going to decorate those pages. All right, so let's do that first. I have to find all my little scraps set aside here. Oh my goodness, I have so many scraps left over. So yeah, when we're making our cards, is there a rule that we have to keep all the little pieces? I think it is. I think it's a rule. So I've got some cutouts here that I've set aside. I'll put those there. And then all of these pieces are just scraps. And you know, that's just gorgeous. We have to use that, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is this is going to be our first page. And so I like the idea of putting something like maybe that has a pocket on that first page. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to tear, because I really love this corner like that. I think that looks really cool. So I'm going to put that there, and to make a pocket, look at the other side. That's so cool too. We have to make the decision which side we're going to use. So I'm putting glue on just that corner of that triangle. Going to do 2 sides so that we can put that right there. You'll notice I'm leaving a little bit of a blue border on the bottom and up the side there. So this is going to be a pocket right there. And that would be so cute to put little greetings in that you've saved for people to decorate their pages with. Or if you're going ahead and cutting down photos, you could put a small photo in there as well. All right, so that's page 1. All right, and for this one, we've got this torn edge here, and I love this blue. We've also got this one right here, which I've tried to cut some of these down to 6 inches wide to just save a little time. So this one's about 1.5 inches by 6 inches. And I'm not making that one a pocket, I'm just making that a border. All right, and we've got another one here. I love this, that it's got these colors, the same color here. And you know, you don't have to put beach photos on something like this. You could put a photo like this that has the colors that are involved in these pages, and it could just be a portrait photo like that, and it would still look really nice for your gift. Okay. Oh, I love this color here. All right, we've got this great border to put along the bottom. This one's 6 inches wide by 2 inches, and it's okay if it goes over here in the binding. You don't need to cut that down. There we go. And then on this side, we've got this big jellyfish right there. I think that would be really pretty. So I'm really just making the most of my scraps. You can see here I left a little bit of a border on that edge. This one's a little bit longer, so let's just take our scissors. I like to turn that over and just trim it like that, even with the paper edge, instead of trying to kind of cut it from the top and looking down. Sometimes you can accidentally cut into the cardstock. All right, and we've got another piece like this. Is just so beautiful. If we put this over here, it'll pick up a lot of the colors that are on this side. Just like that. And then here, I love that this paper is torn on one side, and I love that white edge. So we could actually just center that right there and give that a nice little border with the paper. That looks really cute. And so you just don't have to spend a ton of time putting your pages together. It's going to work nicely if your cardstock that you choose to make your pages out of has the same color scheme as the scraps that you're using. It's going to go really, really fast. And I really like this one. It could go right here, this kind of tie-dye. Oh, but there's cute bubbles on the other side. Man, isn't that just... That's the struggle, right? Is when you have patterned paper and there's cute things on each side. That's why I'm so glad that we get 2 sheets in most packs. All right, so for this one, we've got a really cool pattern here. And then right here, we've got this cool turtle. One of the fun things I like to do is take strips like this and fold them, well, not really fold them, just sort of bend them in half. Don't crease that. And then take your scissors and cut at an angle. And then you get that cool notch. It's very, very quick and easy notch. And you can kind of layer some things here. I think I'm going to do this. Put this right there. And then I think we can put this kind of layered on top of that. I like that. And some of this might get covered up by photos, but that's okay because it's kind of part of the presentation of when you're giving the gift, that they see all the colors and things that are going on. I think that's really nice. All right, we've got this one too. So what we're going to do is kind of repeat that same thing we did before with that torn edge. And then we've got this one right here, that's that cool strip, and we can put that like right across there. That would look cool. Or we could save it for another page. All right, we've got this one right here. I really like how that looks. I really like this as well. This looks so pretty here. Let's see. Let's maybe make another pocket with this one. I like doing pockets when you have corner pieces like this. It makes a really quick pocket. But I'm not happy with the blue on blue because I don't think it really shows up as well. So what if we put it on that brown page on the back? I like that better. All right, so let's do this one. This one's a little bit longer than the page. I think I'm going to go across here just because I've been doing a lot of vertical pieces. Let's do a horizontal one. Oops, I kind of over glued. That's all right. Put that right there. And we've got this one to put right here. I think what we're going to do with this is do another one of those pieces where it's folded. Well, it's not folded, it's just sort of bent a little bit. Oops, I always get going in the wrong directions. There we go. Got to go the right way to get that notch. And then I'm just going to cut that down a little bit. All right, I like that. Oops, got a little over glue. All right, and the pages that are a little plain like this, we can come back and we can add some tags to, or we can just leave it plain. We can add another one of these on there. All right, I think we will. I think we're gonna just liven this page up a little bit. Just kind of layer those on there. I'm really loving that navy blue. I think that's really pretty. All right, we've got one more page, and I've got a little bit of paper left here. Let me grab my cutter. See if we can't salvage this one a little bit. See, on that one we could kind of do something over here and something over here. And we're just going to kind of keep it away from the edge a little bit. Same with this one, but this one's going to be a pocket. Right there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let this kind of the glue sit up, and then we're going to put this together and punch our binding and get that ready. So we'll be right back. All right, so to do the binding, instead of trying to punch all of those pieces together, we're going to take the pages out and we're going to put the book cover pages like this, so they're kind of facing. And then I'm going to use my Crop-A-Dile where it's got the eyelet setter. I've got this hole punch right here, and it's the largest hole punch. And I've put down the measuring part here. It's just all the way down so that we can just put this in here Oops, got the wrong one. We're going to slide this in this slot all the way down. I'm trying to figure the best way to do this so you can see. I think we're going to do it like this. So I'm squared up everything on my thing, and we're going to go like that, and then we're going to turn that around, and we're going to put it on the other side like that. So we've got two, and now we need one right in the center. Okay, and for that, just 1 second here, I like to just make a little bit of a mark just where I think the center is. Okay, you could measure it, but I'm just going to put a little bit of a mark, and then there's a little hole right here, and then we can kind of just punch that, put that little hole right in the center, and do that so we don't lose track of where we are. Believe me, it's easy to do. All right, then what I like to do is separate this and take one of the little signatures that we have and use this as a guide, and we're going to do the same thing, but we're just going to use those as a guide and just punch right through those, and really using that little sight hole that's in the tool to line those up. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with the last signature here. Make sure everything is squared up, and I mean by squared up is that everything is aligned and the pages aren't kind of out of sync, because that would be really disappointing to get this far and then went, oh no. All right. And one more. Okay, great. And now we can do the binding. All right, so we've got our front cover, the first signature, the second signature, back cover. All right, our holes are all kind of lined up there. I can take my little pokey tool, put them all the way through. Okay, I've got some 1/8 inch brown grosgrain ribbon. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to thread it through one side at the bottom holes, thread one end through the bottom and one end through the top holes. And I'm going to use my little pokey tool to kind of push that down in there. You could use a needle, you could use anything like a wood skewer, whatever you've got, to kind of push those through, making it easier. Now we're going to turn that over, and then we're going to take both ends, kind of lay them one on top of the other, and we're going to put those through the center hole. Once again, a little pokey tool is really helpful. And if we just kind of move this over, that's going to come right up. Okay. I like to make sure that that's laying flat. And then what we can do is we can take each ribbon and put it on either side of this center ribbon right here, that center piece, and we're going to knot that one time, just like that, and then we can go ahead and tie a little bow. Or if you don't want to tie a bow, you could just go ahead and do a double knot, and that would look really nice too. And I like to trim my ribbon at an angle so it doesn't come unraveled. All right, that looks nice. Okay, now we need something like to go on the cover. You don't have to have a title or anything like that, but I thought that was really nice, a little touch. So You Are Amazing is a really nice one to do if you're doing a dedicated album to an individual. Could be Wish Big, Happy Day if you have a special memory, which I like. And then there's also With Love. So I think Happy Day. So this album could be dedicated to one special day or many special days. I could put that right there. All right, and then we open up our book, and that first one we need to kind of bend. We didn't do this step before, but there we go. You need to really just make sure that that's going to bend nicely that first time. All right, and so now we've got a cute little pocket. We could put a couple of things in right there for the recipient. Or as I said before, you can absolutely go ahead and put pages, glue your photos right in there and have them on facing pages, or you could leave one for journaling. Since this is dark, you could journal with a metallic pen or a gel pen, or you could put this on this side and then you could leave this lighter side for journaling. Okay, and we've just got all of these really pretty pages that look so nice. Like a smaller photo could go here. You could also do some nice little cutouts right here, and then those could be smaller pages, for smaller photos. That looks so nice. We've got like with love that we can add on there. And with plenty of room right here for a smaller photo, or you could leave this with no adhesive just on this side, so a photo could just be laid right in there. Okay, this one is another pocket, so we can always put something there. Didn't that turn out nice? Really happy with that. Okay, so definitely, you guys, both of these albums are really nice gifts. And that's why I wanted to include them on our desperately looking for the other album. I set it aside. I found it. Okay, so don't forget, you guys, that these are great gifts for any time of year, for Christmas, for any time of year, birthdays. I know someone in your family or a friend would really love to receive one of these from you, and we can't wait to give one of you one of these albums. And in order to enter our contest, all you have to do is like this video, comment, and subscribe, and then watch next week's video. That's really important. You have to watch the video to see who the winner is, because if you're the winner, you have to claim it. You have to email me and say, hey, Lene, I'm the winner, and then I will send it to you and you'll get some fun snail mail. So you guys, thanks for joining me today. I had a lot of fun putting this album together. I hope you give it a try. It's really fun, and I'll see you next time.